Synagogue.
Hi everyone, my name is Olga and I'm a virtual tour guide in marvelous Kyiv in invincible Ukraine. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and send this video to your friends, and more people will learn about this unique place. We are in Babyn Yar, that is a part of the Holocaust Memorial Center here in Kyiv, and we are exploring different sites, different landmarks on this center. That is the most magnificent part of this complex. It's called Unfolding Book. This is the synagogue, which is folds and unfolds like a child's book. And I'm going to take you along this beautiful place and explain you all the sacred meanings behind the details, because it was created with so much thoughtfulness and care that the signature of the master is just in every detail. I am very grateful for those of you who are joining my channel to watch my videos. I'm grateful to those of you who are supporting me, who are buying me coffees. Thank you so much. It is an honor and a pleasure to tell you about Ukraine and to show you the amazing sights on our beautiful planet. And I would like the whole planet to just be and live in peace. And this whole place is about war. It's about the Holocaust, about the awful event that happened here more than 80 years ago, and it's still repeating. Today is the 16th of May, 2023, and at night there was the awful attack on Kyiv. We survived it. 18 out of 18 missiles were hit by our air defense forces, but still everything is connected. The war that is happening now in Ukraine and this memorial complex. The Jews who were killed here, they were Ukrainian Jews. We are going to explore this amazing synagogue, symbolic synagogue, at a special time when you see the kind of the sky is gray and the sun is going down, but the light is already on, and it's very symbolic. And when the light is on, all the symbols are visible and you can feel them with your heart. So this is a symbolic synagogue, and it was designed in 2021, just before the war. It was designed by the famous Swiss architect Manuel Herz. And as you see, it's made in the shape of the children's pop-up book. So everything is moving, the balcony, the benches, this column that is visible here. Everything is moving and it folds up like a children's book. It symbolizes the book of Genesis. The ceiling is symbolic because it shows the clear, starry sky, exactly as it was in the on the 29th of September 1941. That was the first day when the mass shootings began here in Babyn Yar. So when you open the book, you can read the stories. You get into the world of stories. Now we are going to go inside, and I will take you to this world of the Jewish stories. The stars in the ceiling look like flowers, but they are not actually real flowers. They symbolize their broken lives, the lives of the Jews that were so fragile. Babyn Yar is a sacred place, and in order not to violate their integrity, the architect decided to build it without underground foundation. Look here, there is no foundation. It looks like it is soaring in the air. You see, it is just touches the soil in one spot. It's just barely touching the ground. And the land itself is sacred here because it is soaked in blood, by blood, and it's soaked in death. And it's kind of very responsible movement, move not to put the book entirely, solely on the land, and not to build anything here. And when you will go inside, you will see that it is very colorful. There are strikingly beautiful colors, red and green and yellow and blue, and this expanded form that's everything is moving, the walls, the roof, the balcony, the benches. Now you see we will go, and I'm going to show you where the light is coming from. So when the book closes, this window is visible, but inside it's not visible. Inside it is hidden. I'm making this video on the 16th of May. This night there was the awful attack on Kyiv, and they opened it for the first time in a week because it was closed. It was closed because kind of in the threat of the missile attack, it is better to keep it protected and to keep it closed. But today the group of tourists came here and they opened it. It's very striking, it's very unique, and it is very moving. It was designed by the Manuel Hertz with a lot of thought, and there are it's very symbolic. In every feature there is the symbolism. Let me tell you about this, the symbolism behind this unfolding book. It is adorned with religious texts, with carvings, and it has a beautifully painted ceiling. So in Western Ukraine, we had this type of ancient synagogues. They were colorfully decorated. And the ceiling is unique because it reflects the night sky as it would have been seen on September the 29th, 1941. That was the day when massacre began. So you see that decorations on the wall, they really represent the constellation of stars. And the flowers, they symbolize the lost life of the Jews. And they lost their lives here in this ravine. The walls are decorated with the prayers, with the blessings. And there is also the meaning in the wood. This is the old oak wood, and it is 100 years old. So exciting that this wood that they picked up for building this synagogue still remembers the world without Holocaust. The wood is linking past and the present. It was collected through all the regions of Ukraine, and that is a real first memorial where people can not just come, but come and pray and remember the victims of Babyn Yar, especially Jewish victims. Babyn Yar massacre marked the beginning of Holocaust in Ukraine, and Ukraine back then was a part of the Soviet Union. By 1949, when the war was over, about 1.5 million Jews had been killed. This makes the quarter of all the victims of Holocaust. Can you imagine that? The quarter of all the victims. And also, it's very important that Ukraine, there are 2,600 Ukrainians who are considered as writers among the nations by Israel. It's going to be a larger memorial, and it's one element of the future memorial complex, which will be finished after our victory. Today I have a privilege to show you this beautiful place, very moving, and it symbolizes what happened here exactly 80 years ago. Now I'm taking you to the beautiful balcony, And this project was designed to bring 100,000 deaths of victims into the conscience of people who are living now. This needs to be prevented, but unfortunately it hasn't been prevented in our case, and the genocide is happening right now in this very moment on Ukrainian lands. I'm talking about Ukrainians and connecting this with what is happening now in Ukraine, because the people who were killed here, they were Jews, but they were Ukrainian citizens. They were Ukrainian Jews, and that is symbolic. They were Ukrainians. Everything is disturbingly real here. Everything is moving. You can really feel the lost souls of the people, of the kids. So many kids lost their lives here, and their numbers were not even included and counted in the whole number of victims. And just in front of ours, this is the last element, the last part of the Babyn Yar ravine that is still existing, because the other land was flattened. You can see behind the trees this dark space is actually the ravine that you can see. It is very deep, about 15-20 meters deep. Never forget can be easily transformed into we can repeat. But still, this is a unique place. The unique in its design, the thoughtfulness, the idea, the emotions that it reveals in you. And probably it is special for some of you who have Jewish heritage and whose ancestors lived Ukraine or probably Kyiv back then in 1941. And again, I will repeat to you that this is my favorite time to explore this synagogue. This is kind of a mixture of day and light, when darkness meets with light, and you can still see the sky, but it's slowly becoming darker and darker, and the light is coming from the windows of the synagogue. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. Thank you for buying me coffees, and thank you for your attention and for your desire to explore Ukraine, to learn more about our history, about the ways how we can win, and about the ways how we can influence the situation. Please join my channel next time, help me to grow, and we will win together. Slava Ukraini!